A lot of y'all out there are listening to Canelo Alvarez talk about the reasons why he lost, and you guys are talking about Canelo Alvarez is making excuses and whatever and whatnot, and you guys simply don't understand. Canelo knows he lost. Canelo knows that. Canelo's problem is he has to maintain delusion right along with his fan base. He has to. Okay? He has to tell you he think that he won the fight. He has to. Because how is he going to turn around and talk about, yeah, you know, Bivol won fair and square, and yet at the same time, he tell you that he believed Bivol won fair and square, and yet somehow justify that crazy ass scorecard that attempted to rob Bivol. Okay? Now see, he can't be on two different playing fields. See, because the judges couldn't cheat for him like they wanted to, but they tried. Okay? If you just flat out come out and say, yo, he won fair and square and all that other shit, then that make that scorecard shit look even more crazy, which feeds in even more. It's not even a conspiracy. It's a fact that Canelo robs people on the scorecard, point blank and period. He must maintain delusion right along with his fans. He can't man up like everybody else. His fans won't allow him that. In case you don't know, Canelo is a slave to his fans. He has to. Canelo walks on pins and needles with his fan base. You see, they booed his ass. Like I said, this ain't the first time they turn their back on Canelo. And like I said once, and I say it again and keep reiterating, a huge portion of the Mexican fan base, or even the fan base that likes Canelo Alvarez, were originally Triple G fans. They was originally Triple G fans. Period. To the point it was a back and forth about who was the real Mexican. Somebody from Kazakhstan and somebody actually from Mexico. So Canelo knows that, so he must maintain delusion right along with his fan base. Now you hear him talking about weight, right? I felt his weight and all this other stuff. Once again, that's obsolete. And especially obsolete for his fanboys. Well, you know his weight, he don't belong in the weight class and all that. You want to know why that's bullshit? Because since they love to bring up Floyd so fucking much, since you can't talk about Canelo without them bringing up using Floyd as some kind of contraceptive or something like that, you know, while you sit up there talking about weight and whatever and whatnot, and you felt his weight, and then say, oh, well, you know, Canelo was too young and all this other shit and blase split and all that. Dude, when Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather, Canelo outweighed him by almost 15 pounds. Let me say that again. All right? Because a lot of people holler, he weight trained Canelo. He this Canelo. He that Canelo. But not knowing Canelo almost outweighed Floyd by 50 pounds. And let me add another thing to that whole weight situation. Okay? If you paid attention to Floyd's career, everybody outweighed Floyd on fight night. Floyd hardly, if ever, outweighed the person that he was fighting. He always came in on weight and then came in underweight. Floyd has always fought people who were bigger and physically stronger than him. Fact. So how that's going to be an excuse for fucking Canelo, the number one pound for pound, the greatest fighter of all fighters? How is that an issue with him? Floyd always fought people. Everybody outweighed Floyd on fight night. Everybody. But yet it's still, that's a man that y'all hate to give props. But still, you got Canelo here talking about weight. And how many times have Canelo weight drained people and had rehydration clause? Now all of a sudden you see the effects of weight when you want to use it as an excuse for yourself? Hell fuck no. The weight had nothing to do with it. The truth of the matter is, Canelo got y'all believing, or had y'all believing, he was improving skill-wise when the only thing that improved is his opponent selection. Okay? And when Canelo got to fight with somebody that's up to par like he should be fighting, now he looks like a limited guy and stuff like, and he's always been that. you have been under the mirage that this guy was better than what he was. This is what I talked about in the beginning when I was a huge Canelo supporter. Okay, I was asleep just like these fools. But since I don't have no fanboy in me, I was able to look at something and be honest with myself and say, you know what? If I paid attention to what he's doing, on the surface, it appears like it's this, that, and the third. When you go through his shit with a fine-tooth comb, you've seen all the tricks and all the theater and all the fake shit, all the fake fights, all the scorecard manipulation, all the rematch clauses, you see all that shit, and you come to the realization, say, this dude is cherry picking on the elite level. If you're honest with yourself, there's no way that you don't come to that conclusion. Eventually, you're gonna come to that conclusion. So Canelo thinking he won, Canelo gotta say that. That's not what Canelo really thinks. Canelo really don't think that. Okay? And just like if you think weight is a problem, take him down to your weight class. Bibble's ready to go, but he want them belts on the line. See, that's what I liked about what Bibble said. He said, yeah, man, we can fight at 68. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, your belt's got to be on the line. Now it's interesting to see Bivol eliminated that whole weight. You beat me because of weight. He said, all right, fuck that. Let's go ahead and fight at a lower weight class and put your belts on the line. Canelo's in a tough situation where he's going to have to show and prove something. You know what I'm saying? This situation is either going to prove that he got some heart in him, or he going to keep curring up and doing the same shit that he was doing. But one thing's for sure, it's not like his career ain't been on the line. His career is definitely on the line now. You know, I mean, it's already tainted as all out hell. The point is, how do you go out? How bad do you make it look on your way out? And this is a situation that's either going to help salvage some of that bullshit or make him look even worse on his way out. Because don't nobody think that he can beat Bivol because he has a problem with that style in general. Canelo know he didn't beat no Bivol because he know he's never conquered, mastered, or got around fighting or beating guys with that style. That's it, point blank and period. So Canelo must maintain a delusion along with his fan base, okay? Because he has to keep his fan base happy. And they like it better if Canelo plays dumb right along with them, because they're not that stupid and Canelo's not that stupid. But they want to maintain the delusion as long as they fucking can. For the same reason, they don't care if Canelo fought somebody coming off a loss. As long as it looked like it's good and we can rack it up and preach to the whole world that this is some excellent shit and whatever and whatnot. We don't care how fake, how weak they are. We don't care their opponents. As long as we can turn around to the rest of the world and say how great Canelo is because of A, B, and C, and we can use that to try to discredit or talk shit about anybody else. They need the delusion, okay? The Canelo fan base, the Mexican fan base, the Latino fan base, believe it or not, exists purely off delusion. Because they can't be realistic about anything. It's personal for them to be realistic. It's personal to be honest about boxing. They get offended, they get mad, they get upset. All right? Because their life is in Canelo, and their life and their identity is hidden behind a Latin language and a flag. Okay, so a lot of people, just like Terrence Bud Crawford say, these people don't got no lives. This is how they live their life. A lot of them feel like they're only a winner because Canelo's a winner. That's what a lot of them feel like. They're only a winner because Canelo's a winner. And that's why they be so obsessed with shit. But this is what I'm going to say to you Canelo fans. Right now, you better be looking for your next guy. That's all I'm going to say. Right now, you better be looking for your next guy. You know, because truthfully, y'all pissed. And Canelo got to lie because he left y'all without a home. Because we know how quick they are to jump ship on people. They would love to jump ship on fucking Canelo. All right? The whole Triple G thing lets you know that. The point is, they ain't got nowhere to go. What other Mexican can they rally behind so they can claim that they run in boxing, even though they only got one prominent fucking boxer? Who? They don't have nobody. Okay? Trust me, they want to turn around and run up under somebody, but there's nobody to run up against. Excellent. Just to just show you how fake fucking fan bases are and boxing fans are. If Canelo was to fall again tomorrow to Bivol, majority of Canelo's fan base would run over there to David Benavidez and now champion David Benavidez. They don't like him now. But if Canelo falls all the way, their next guy is David Benavidez. Facts. Which is why, listen close, which is why Canelo will never fight somebody like David Benavidez. Because a lot of people think it's just him avoiding black fighters. No, it's not just black fighters. Canelo's going to avoid black fighters and brown fighters. And even brown fighters more than black fighters. You want to know why? Because if Canelo loses to another Mexican, they will love that Mexican like he's the next Canelo. Because Canelo has always been an artificial fill-in. Period. And whatever Mexican beats Canelo will inherit everything that Canelo has built and everything that is attached to Canelo's name. All right. And they're going to be able to wear it a little bit better because to them, he's going to be somewhat more of an authentic Mexican. If they thought Triple G was more Mexican than Canelo, then they'll definitely think somebody who's Mexican is more Mexican than Canelo. And Canelo knows that. So it's dangerous for Canelo to fight two kind of people, black and brown. His fan base can't stand, and it's bad for his brand to lose to another black fighter again. And he can't lose to a Mexican fighter because that Mexican fighter will easily replace Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo fucking knows that. So Canelo must maintain delusion right along with his fan base. He has to. He doesn't have a fucking choice. Canelo knows better. He knows he lost. He knows all that. Okay? But Canelo is controlled by his fan base. They never liked that Canelo, right after he lost to Floyd, they never liked that Canelo went up to that podium and told the truth. He was just faster than me, he was better than me, and I couldn't catch him. He learned from that. They never liked Canelo for being honest and admitting that Floyd was just better than you. No, Canelo, he weight trained you. No, Canelo, it was this. No, Canelo, he ran. No, Canelo, you were too young. Those were all his fans. Okay? Canelo wasn't like that. I'm going to be honest with you, he wasn't. But the more Canelo got in tune with his fans and started listening to his fans, especially when Canelo started speaking English, at that point he started buying into his fans' bullshit, and he's been operating like that. So he must maintain delusion right along with his fan base. He can't be real. But maintaining delusion is not going to help you, and it's only going to hurt you in the end, especially if you plan on rematching this guy, especially for all your damn belts. Because once again, he going to show the world how special you're really not. And that's what they don't want. A lot of Canelo fans may say they want a rematch. They don't want no rematch. They say that in front of us to save face. They don't want Canelo to fight Bivol again. Low key, they don't want that. They don't want that. They want him to skip right to Triple G so he could beat up on his old ass. And keep in mind, I say beat up on the old ass Triple G. Even though these same people that gave Canelo hell for fighting Miguel Cotto. Okay, but when Canelo fights Triple G, if he fights Triple G will be older than Cotto was when Floyd fought him. To add on top of that, Canelo fought Cotto 5 years later, gave him a hard ass hell of a fucking fight, and he got all the credit for beating a guy that was 5 years older than when Floyd fucking fought him. But when Floyd fought him 5 years younger, he was too old and out of his prime. That's to go to show you how backwards and corrupt boxing is. That's all I got for now. I'm out.